Today, Xiaomi released the Xiaomi 15S Pro, equipped with Xiaomi's first true flagship chip, the Xring O1. When the Xring chip was first mentioned, many people didn't think it would be a powerful flagship chip. But this time, Xiaomi reprised us because the Xring O1 is built on the world's most advanced second-generation 3nm process, the same process as Apple's A18 Pro, Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, and Dimensity 9400. Moreover, the number of transistors is as high as 19 billion. Before we dive into the Xring O1, let's first take a look at this phone design. This time, Xiaomi has added many exquisite details to this device. The Rongling fiber back cover features a bronzed Xiaomi logo. Feels like the carbon fiber on a supercar. The flash and Xring nameplate are integrated. Next to the rounded ceramic deco is a protrusion exclusive to the 15S Pro, so its case is not perfectly compatible with the Xiaomi 15 Pro. The phone's metal middle frame continues Xiaomi's thin bezel design. Coupled with a width of 75.3mm, it provides a firm grip even with one hand. Another familiar design is the small golden line embedded in the phone's power button. And the packaging box also contains many custom peripherals full of sincerity. The front features a 6.73-inch full-depth quad-curved 2K screen using LTPOAM OLED with 3200 nits and PWM dimming. It should be the same screen as the Xiaomi 15 Pro. The underscreen ultrasonic fingerprint recognition solution still has a leading edge in this year's Pro model. The factory-applied anti-reflective film makes the screen content more readable during outdoor activity. The 15S Pro has done a lot in terms of software customization. Although it's a new system, the system operations that users interact with are still HyperOS 2, so there's no learning curve. Daily opening animations are responsive, and system animations are also very smooth. Now, after looking at the appearance, let's talk about the highlight of this issue, the Xring O1. The specs of this chip are quite surprising. The CPU not only uses the latest X925 ultra-large core, but also packs two 3.9 GHz ultra-large cores, which are even more powerful than the Dimensity 9400. In addition, there are four A725 high-frequency large cores, two A725 energy-efficient large cores, and two A520 energy-efficient small cores, which is a 10-core, 4-cluster design. The GPU also uses the latest generation G925 with a full 16 cores, which is truly powerful. Let's look directly at the test results. In the AnTuTu benchmark at room temperature, the Xring O1 scored 2.567 million points. Compared to the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3's 2.633 million points, with the same tuning level, there is a certain gap. And in Geekbench 6, the Xring O1 scored 3030 in single-core and 9366 in multi-core, even slightly surpassing the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3. In addition, in 3D Mark WLE, the Xring O1 scored 6020, which is only slightly lower than the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3. For specific sustained performance and energy efficiency, let's look at the gaming performance. First, Genshin Impact at the highest graphics setting. The route is still the same Sumeru monster grinding route we used to test the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3. In the end, the Xring O1 achieved an average frame rate of 59.8 frames per second in half an hour, slightly better than the 59.2 frames per second of the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 at that time. The frame rate stability is still acceptable. The Dimensity 9400, on the other hand, basically maintained a full frame rate of 59.9 frames per second throughout. However, in terms of power consumption, the Xring O1 is 4.8 watts, the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 is only 3.95 watts, and the Dimensity 9400 is 4.35 watts. Let's increase the pressure and enter the highest graphics settings of StarRail for a map run test. The Xring O1 performed well at the beginning, but after 10 minutes, it started to throttle due to severe heating and locked the frame rate. Continuing to play, the frame rate was limited to around 50 FPS. The final average frame rate was 55.6 frames per second. Compared to the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3's 59.4 frames per second, there is some gap. The Dimensity 9400 is still more stable, and in terms of power consumption, the Xring is even higher at 5.8 watts, much higher than the Snapdragon's 4.79 watts next door, while the Dimensity is 4.83 watts. In terms of energy efficiency optimization, it is clear that Qualcomm and MediaTek, with years of professional chip design experience, still have an advantage. However, this is only the first step for Xring, and it is still an early, unreleased version. Given time, Xiaomi's engineers will be able to overcome the energy efficiency scheduling problem. I believe Xring O1 will have even better performance. I believe everyone here can see that the Xring O1 will be slightly weaker than the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3. After all, the specs are too aggressive, and the cooling design may not keep up, or it's too conservative. If a cooling fan is added to the Xiaomi 15S Pro, or if it is used on a tablet, then the performance will most likely be fine. In addition to performance, cameras is also a major focus of the Xring O1. This time, the Xring O1 has redesigned the ISP architecture. The 3-stage processing pipeline has lower power consumption than the conventional 2-stage pipeline, and can also bring a high-speed, high-quality photo and video experience. In a side-by-side comparison with the Xiaomi 15 Pro equipped with the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, when the the camera is cold started, the Xiaomi 15S Pro is significantly faster by about half a second. When the Xiaomi 15 Pro has just opened the camera and there is still a black screen for a while, the Xiaomi 15S Pro's viewfinder is already displaying the image. Even with a hot start, the Xiaomi 15S Pro can complete focusing faster than the Xiaomi 15 Pro. And in multiple burst shot comparisons, randomly opening the burst photos, the Xiaomi 15S Pro can also complete the calculation and loading of the images faster with a shorter waiting time. This also confirms from the side that the Xring O1 has faster data throughput speed. In terms of image quality, this time the Xring O1 mainly focuses on improving night scene videos, adding a 10-bit multi-frame HDR fusion unit and an AI intelligent tone mapping unit. In a comparison of the same scene, first, the dynamic range of the Xiaomi 15S Pro is higher than that of the Xiaomi 15 Pro, and there are some details in the dark area. Secondly, in terms of clarity, if you zoom in on the license plate number here, you can also find that the image quality of the 15S Pro is slightly sharper than that of the 15 Pro. We also compared daytime photos. In Leica Vivid mode, the white balance of the Xiaomi 15S Pro is sometimes not as accurate as the Xiaomi 15 Pro, and it is easy to capture a sunny day as an overcast day. And for dark areas, there will be obvious brightening. Backlighting will also cause overexposure, and after repeated shooting, the color cast of the image will sometimes be greenish depending on the scene. The main thing is that there is some discrepancy with what is actually seen. But then again, the Xiaomi 15S Pro is not without improvements. The most obvious of these is the addition of a sharpening algorithm, especially for telephoto, where the image is sharper and the clarity is visibly improved. The detail processing is also better than the Xiaomi 15 Pro. It's just that when faced with high-frequency information like leaves, a magnified comparison will find that the Xiaomi 15S Pro is not as natural as the Xiaomi 15 Pro. This is also an unavoidable problem with sharpening algorithm. After talking about cameras, let's talk about signal. This time, Xring O1 did not disclose relevant baseband information. However, we also briefly tested the signal of the Xiaomi 15S Pro. In two scenarios, outdoor with 5G and indoor mall without 5G, two machines used the same card to test the 94 network speed, 3 times per group for a total of 3 groups. After averaging, we found that in the outdoor 5G signal, the average download speed of the Xiaomi 15S Pro and the Xiaomi 15 Pro had a difference of 80 megabits per second, but the upload speeds were both close to 90 megabits per second. In the indoor mall without 5G signal, the average download speed difference between the two was greatly reduced, and both reached close to 500 megabits per second, and the average upload speed was also around 100 megabits per second. At this point, we can basically draw a conclusion. The signal of the Xiaomi 15S Pro can easily meet daily use, and the gap with the previous generation is still relatively small. Finally, let's talk about battery life. Both the previous generation and this generation are equipped with a 6,100 mAh battery. We started testing from 80% battery, and both played local 1080p video for 2 hours. In the end, the remaining battery power of the two phones was 68% and 70% respectively. Although the performance is relatively close, if the time is extended, the gap between the two will be further enlarged. This also reflects that the energy efficiency performance of the current Xiaomi 15S Pro under medium and low load is still slightly inferior to the Xiaomi 15 Pro with Snapdragon 8 Gen 1. So we have tested the performance, gaming, cameras, signal, and battery life that everyone is most concerned about. Now we can directly draw a phased conclusion, that is, Xiaomi Xring O1, this domestic flagship chip, in terms of overall performance, can indeed compete with Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 and Dimensity 9400 on the same stage, and wrestle with them. The firmware tuning of the unreleased version we have on hand still has room for improvement. As Xiaomi's first flagship chip, it's a blockbuster right from the start. It's indeed something Xiaomi can do. The appearance of Xring O1 also makes us full of confidence in the future development chip. Phones and tablets equipped with Xring O1 chips are already on sale. So when do you think laptops and mini PCs equipped with Xring chips will be available? That's all for this video.